Join us as we camp and hike in the White Mountains of New Hampshire. It's mid-July and Kate and I are headed to northern New Hampshire for some good hiking and an awesome swimming hole. We had some trouble finding free camp spots and experienced a thunderstorm one night, but it all worked out in the end. In total, we hiked 3 New Hampshire 4,000 foot peaks and stayed at 2 different dispersed camping spots. We always love a good hiking weekend and hope to make it back here again before the end of summer. We just turned down the road and we've only got 0.7 left, and they do close this in the winters. There's definitely a ton of cars here, and it looks like we can drive up this road. So I'm just gonna go down here and check it out. This looks like a cool setup that they've got. It's like a huge tarp and everything. I think this is it. I think we found where we're gonna stay. I'm just going to cut up some salami and cheese for us to have as a little snack. I believe since this site is not one of the marked sites right off of the main road, we actually don't have to pay for this. It said you have to pay for the marked sites, but it didn't really say what we're supposed to do for like the off roads where the sites have fire rings, but like don't have a number associated with them. So I think we're free. I think we still want to see what's going on. So I think after we have the snack, we're going to like go down the road and check it out a little bit. We want to see what all the commotion is that we can hear off in the distance, and like see what all the cars are and like where all those people are. Here you go.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
This looks good.
How do you like the car side service?
Oh, it's great.
It's like you're at Sonic.
Yeah.
Our snack was really good, and we decided we're gonna go out and see what's around us just to see what kind of people and how many other campers are like right near where we are. So if you're coming in from the main road, this is the only site that we can see, and it looks like it's just a family. 3 people with a Toyota Tacoma. We came down because we're wondering where all the people are for these cars. You can see there's 2 porta potties right here, and we think there might be like a lot of walk-in sites on the right side of the road, but we don't see any lights. We don't see any people down there. There's a couple campsites over here. We just saw some string lights, and I see other lanterns, and I can see a tent up there. More cars right up here. We just saw a site 2 sign, and we think this is site 3, and they're like walk-in tent sites. So this might be what you have to pay for, because there's a porta potty right there, and you must be able to fit large groups down there based off of the amount of cars. So we're feeling more comfortable, and we really don't think that we're going to have to pay for the site that we're at since it's not officially labeled. So I think we're just going to head back there. That really didn't take too long at all. Now it's time to open the roof tent. I know we didn't explore too much, but I always like just making sure and seeing who's around you and what the area kind of looks like. It's definitely hard at night to see what exactly the area you're in looks like. If you're ever out national forest camping, one tip from us is to always arrive like when there's some daylight left, and that way you can just see like what's kind of around you.
Thank you.
There you go. And here you go.
Thanks.
We just got everything up into the tent, and Kate's already up there. It's right about 10 p.m. and the reason why we didn't make any dinner tonight and got here really late is because before we got here, we actually hiked Mount Moosilauke, and I believe it is the most western 4,000 foot New Hampshire peak, and I'll show you a video from that. We just got to the parking for our hike, and we're getting our bags ready. It's going to be like 8 miles in total, and I think it's going to take us right about 5 hours. See you later, car. I think we're like the last people to start this hike today. I've never been here before, and we're going to be doing like the Gorge Brook or Gorge Trail, and they have some lodge here, and it's really nice. We made it down to the little bridge, and this is the check-in register right here. I think we're just going to enjoy the first half of the hike, and I'll check in when we have some type of view. We're almost at the top. As you can see, we're kind of on an exposed part now, and it did just recently get really foggy behind me, but I think we might still have some view of other mountains once we get up here. That sign just says you've now reached an alpine climate, and you can see it's pretty foggy all around. And I think the official summit is just right up here. This is it. We made it. I think Kate's standing right near the top sign. Awesome, you did it, and it really wasn't that bad.
Thanks, yeah, it was a nice hike.
We think this is Kate's 5th or 6th New Hampshire high peak. I've done a few more than her, but I can't remember right now. As you can see, we're kind of really fogged in. So there's not much of a view, but there is a little sign over this way. In total, it took us about 2 hours and 20 minutes, and it's like 5:20 p.m. right now. As you can see, we kind of have a view, and I think we're now gonna have our sandwiches. Cheers to Summit sandwiches for dinner. We just noticed it as we were eating, but if you look down there, you'll be able to see that like big famous white mountain lodge, and I'll try to zoom in. We're just gonna enjoy our sandwiches and the views we have for the next few minutes. Over here is the trail we came up, and we'll see you back at the campsite. As you could see, we had a really good hike, and I would say it was on the easier to more moderate side of the 4,000 foot peaks in New Hampshire. It was still a hike, but it was definitely a lot less challenging than a lot of the other ones. So if you're into hiking and want to start hiking the peaks up here, that's a good one to start with. And that's it for today, and we'll see you tomorrow. Good morning. It's Saturday, July 15th, right about 7:15, and we slept pretty good, and let me show you our campsite. The main road is behind us, and there's actually a car coming up right now. And you can see we have like a big wide open space. So this would be a really good spot if you had solar panels or had Starlink. There'd be enough service and there'd be enough sunlight. And it's pretty good, and we didn't have a fire. Kate's still up there with our stuff, so we got to pack everything up and close up the tent. And then it's off to the trailhead for the mountain that we're hiking today. We just parked and we're about to hike Osceola and East Osceola Mountain from Tripoli Road trailhead, and we'll check in once we get towards the top and we have some type of view. We've got a half a mile left to go, and the sun is finally coming out. It's been cloudy for most of the day, and it's getting a little steeper, but it's been a consistent incline the whole way so far. I think this is it right up here. It's really not that bad of a view for how cloudy it is. I wish we could still bring Coco on these hikes. We're just about to leave, and we realized over there is the Waterville Valley ski area, and the clouds have kind of blown through, so now we have like a little bit better of a view. I think over there is where we're going, and that's the summit of East Osceola. Wow, it's super pretty looking out this way too. We're just leaving the summit of Osceola, and the elevation up there is 4,315 feet, and I'll see you when we get to the next summit. So what'd you think of the hike?
It was good. Definitely the last part between the two Osceolas was the hardest part for sure, but
Yeah.
It was cool, and going down the chimney was difficult but fun.
We're just leaving the summit of East Osceola now. We think that's how you say it correctly. And the summit elevation was 4,134. And there was just a big rock pile up there to mark the summit. And there really wasn't much of a view. And we'll see you back at the campsite. Here we are back at the car, and it's 3:20 p.m. In total, it was 8.2 miles, and it took us right about 6 hours. And now to cool off, since it's like 80 degrees out, we're heading to our favorite swimming spot, and that is an hour north. And we think we're gonna swim and make dinner and then find a campsite more up that way. We just parked, and it's just a short walk down to the swimming hole. It looks like the water's running a little bit more than usual. Cheers to swimming, and because this hike that we did today was Kate's 7th New Hampshire high peak. How is it?
It's cold.
Yeah, it's definitely cold. I only have my feet in so far. Whoa. Oh my God, it's so cold. The swimming hole was really fun and enjoyable once we got used to how cold it was, and we feel really refreshed now, and it's a little bit before 6 p.m. and we're gonna go start the hunt to find a campsite. I think the first spot we're gonna try to camp at is Old Cherry Mountain Road because it's the closest area to this swimming hole. And basically we just have to take a left out of the parking lot and go up the dirt road. There should be like 10 campsites there, but they are very popular and get full really quickly. We just passed number 1 and someone was there, and let's see up here. Yep, I see a small tent, but no cars.
I actually saw a person in it though.
Oh, that's odd. And I see up here, site 3 is a walk-in site, and there is a car parked at the road, so that's not gonna work for us anyways. Site 4 is also occupied, and I think there might be a ways until we get to site 5.
There were 10 sites at Old Cherry Mountain Road and all of them were full, so now we're gonna go check out another free camping spot called Haystack Road.
Here we are turning into the second free camping option. It's National Forest Route 304, also known as Haystack Road, and there should be 11 free campsites off of this road. I see a camper at site 1. This must be site 2, and all I see is an easy up in a single chair, but we still can't stay there. This is it. This is site 11, and there's a big camper here, and now it's off to the next spot, which is Gale River Road. So site 3 on Gale River Loop Road was free. This is awesome. I wasn't expecting to get a site, and you could have multiple cars here and not really have any room issues at all. We have a little fire ring, but that's basically it. And you can see the main road is right up there. We're having chicken tacos tonight, and we just got the chicken started. The wood that we brought is pretty dry, so I don't think we'll have trouble keeping this going at all. Whenever we're at like a free national forest site like this, I always wonder what the last person that stayed here was like. If they just camped here and that's all they did, or if they would come and go and also go hiking different places, or if they had a camper or a regular tent or a roof tent. There's no way for us to know, but it's just interesting to think about. The fire's going well, but I just felt a raindrop. Over behind me is like bluish skies, and then all over this way, it's kind of cloudy, and I think it is moving towards us, so maybe we'll be putting the awning out soon. The chicken is done now, and now we've just got to put our tacos together and we'll be all set for dinner. Pretty basic tacos, but they look really good to me. Another 4Runner. Kate made one comment about how the road didn't have much traffic, and now I feel like 5 cars have driven by in the last like 5 minutes. We just got stuff packed up a little bit, and now we're hanging out under the 4Runner hatch because, as you can see, it is raining. So I made sure to get that chair away quick, and I put the firewood away so it didn't get wet. Now we're just working on getting the stove cleaned up so we can finish our dinner standing under this. You can hear it's really coming down now, and our fire is now out. Just finishing up my second taco. As you can see, I took my shirt off so it didn't get really wet. And this again is just another plus of the interior space of the truck camper. Since it's still raining out, we just cleaned everything up, and now we've been hanging out in the car. I've been editing and Kate's been reading. It's almost 9 o'clock now, and we're soon gonna go up into the roof tent. That's it for today, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Good morning. As you can hear, we're getting a good amount of rain still.
It's right about 8:30 now, and we looked at the radar since we do have service here, and we determined that the rain isn't going to stop in this area until like 2:30 p.m. So we're going to take down the tent, and the mattress is going to get wet because we don't have our waterproof blanket we typically put down with us when it's raining or when the tent sides are wet. So after we do that, we're going to go to this spot called Polly's Pancake Parlor for breakfast, and hopefully we'll go on another hike in Vermont later today. But I think that's it for this video, and I hope you enjoyed our little trip.